This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 407. Believe the negatives, ignore the positives, by Evan Marc Katz of evanmarckatz.com. And I'm your host, Joss Marie. Hey there, and welcome to the show where I bring you some of the best relationship content we can find with author permission. And as you may already know, I feature anything that falls within the category of relationships. So let us know if you have any ideas for new topics or authors that we could present to our audience. You can share your recommendations with us right at oldpodcast.com. And today, Evan's post offers a simple way of knowing where you stand with men. Sounds like a pretty nice life hack for you, so let's hear it and start optimizing your life. Believe the negatives, ignore the positives, by Evan Marc Katz of evanmarckatz.com. Last week, I thought of something that I'd never quite considered before. It was in my Monday night inner circle, and new member Natalie asked a question. Quote, I went to visit a friend I've known for a while, and we got involved. Over the next week, we exchanged flirty emails and texts. Last week, he ended up coming into town, and he stayed with me, continuing the romance. He is hesitant about jumping into a relationship for reasons such as not wanting to mess up our friendship. He said he's a mess, he's recovering from an insane relationship, and so on. In general, I'm trying to give him sufficient space and no pressure. Aside from any general advice you have, how do I balance showing interest with giving sufficient space? Natalie. Natalie's question was a good one, but it was the wrong question. The real question is why she'd be so inclined to ignore all of this guy's red flags. She shouldn't be figuring out how to be the cool girl. She should be figuring out how to punch up her online dating profile to find a better man. After all, would you feel encouraged if your date said any one of the following? I don't want to ruin our friendship by experimenting with a relationship. I'm really an emotional basket case right now. I'm on the rebound from an absolutely insane relationship. Natalie feels chemistry, and as I've pointed out before, chemistry is what allows you to overlook a man's biggest flaws. Look at your past. When you're hot for a guy, you just sweep the red flags under the rug as if they're not even there, just so you can keep up that passionate feeling. And where would that passionate feeling lead Natalie if she actually gets the guy? Right into a relationship with an emotionally unavailable, messed up man who is the first to say that he's probably not ready to embark on something serious. Can you say, huh? This is like booking a seat on the Titanic after you knew it was going to crash. My advice to Natalie was to tell her friend that she thinks he's great, but this doesn't appear to be the best timing. If and when he decides he's ready, he can give her a call, and if Natalie's available, she may consider going out with him again. The end. But Natalie's story really got me thinking about how hard it is to read a man. Between your blind spots, your emotions, and most men's communication styles, it might seem impossible to read between the lines. Until right now. After talking to Natalie, I hatched a very simple way to know where you stand with men. Write this down, put it on your mirror, and never forget this. Believe the negatives, ignore the positives. Contrary to what you might believe, most men do not lie to you. That old wives' tale about the guy who says he loves you in order to sleep with you doesn't really happen anymore because saying I love you creates far more complications than does. So if most men have a measure of integrity and won't straight out lie to you about whether they love you or are seeing other women, what do they usually do? They hint. Natalie's guy is a hinter, telling her all the reasons she should stay away from him after sleeping with him. All because he's a decent guy who wants to feel that he gave her fair warning. I did the exact same thing when I was single, and I'm positive you've had it happen to you as well. The guy you're seeing says some version of, I don't know if I'm ready for a committed relationship right now, and you act like he never said it at all. Then in 6 months, when you're still just seeing him and want to know where things are going, he says, I told you I wasn't looking for a girlfriend. He feels he's covered his ass. You feel that he's lied, but he hasn't. He just didn't insist that you run away from him. You took your chances and you lost. So from now on, heed this policy. When a guy says something indicating that he doesn't want a relationship with you, I'm not ready, the timing is bad, I'm really busy at work, I'm not sure about my attraction to you, or refuses to become your boyfriend in 3 months, guess what? You should believe him. And when a guy takes you on a great date, tells you you're beautiful, makes love with you, and says he wants to take you to Cancun, you should not believe him. Why? Because it means nothing. You've seen this yourself. Men live in the moment. If we are attracted to you, we'll sleep with you first and figure out our feelings later. You don't operate this way, which is why you're perpetually surprised that we do. But we do, and it's nothing that you or I can change about men. So, take it from me. The next time you're excited about a guy, ignore all the positives that come with your initial attraction. Great first dates, big talk of a future, hot. Just put them aside. They say nothing about his feelings for you. What does mean something? The negative red flags that you will now pay attention to. And how quickly he follows up your date to say, I want to see you again. That's it. Believe the negatives, ignore the positives. You just listened to the post titled, Believe the Negatives, Ignore the Positives by Evan Marc Katz of evanmarckatz.com. When it comes to dating, so many of us can relate to not knowing where we stand with someone and how much space we should be giving them. The truth is that an honest person will not make you run around in circles wondering if they're truly interested in you. If you're single and trying to navigate the dating scene right now, remember to keep your eyes open and avoid wishful thinking. If someone says they're not ready to commit, believe them so that you can focus your time and energy to find someone who is. Your heart, mind, and body will thank you for heeding Evan's wise words. And with that, let's sign off on today's episode. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I'll be back again tomorrow with a post from Love in 90 Days. I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode. And head to oldpodcast.com, that's OLDpodcast.com, for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.